there is so much happening in the world. We can point in any direction and to any day, to any place on the calendar, to any place in the world. And you can really see there is so much tension, there is so much fear, there is so much chaos going around. And whatever your opinion or beliefs are about any of it, matter less to me than the consciousness behind it. And so it's so important to be aware and to take ownership of your own consciousness and to be alert that again we are experiencing the world through the state that we're in, and are we fueling the fear? Are we fueling the chaos? Are we fueling anything that would be heavy or dense? And there's a lot of heaviness and a lot of density to go around, and you can look in any direction and see it with any subject that you want, really. It is rampant everywhere. And really what I think that people are losing is their agency and their own personal power in that. And even if I am a fabric, a speck in this fabric that is this quantum universal energy, I can still make a difference. And the only way that I am not powerful is if I give that power away and I have lost my touch with ownership of real sovereignty and my own personal power and my consciousness. And so it's so important really to remember that even that decision alone to maintain agency about who I am, to be the healthiest version of myself, to make sure that I'm part of the solution, not part of the problem, to make sure that my perspective is clear, that is open, that it's receptive, that it's curious. I now can make a difference, a larger difference in the world that may seem out of control. I can bring agency, I can bring ownership, I can bring empowerment to that situation by just choosing to do so and choosing not to fuel then the fear. And when I take that stance, when I own that position, when I take dominion over the helm of that position in my own life, then it is such a powerful place to influence the world and the circumstances that may still not change entirely. But my perspective inside of it can change. And so we are not victims of circumstances, we're victims of perspective. And so if my perspective is not clear, if it's not clean, if it's not conscious, if it's not healed, then I have work to do. Then I am not doing the fullest extent I can of my own activism in the world. And whatever activism I might think I'm doing in the world or in a relationship, I'm actually not doing it clearly or effectively if I don't have that perspective, if I have not cleaned up my own perspective and really gotten this neutrality and really gotten this consciousness and really worked to eliminate all of the things that are not allowing me to be conscious, right? To be regulated, to be receptive of the world, to be neutral. If I have not done that, then I am part of the problem. And so my perspective is not clean and I am not arriving and welcoming and greeting the world in a way that is from a higher perspective or a higher consciousness, then I am truly contributing to the problem, because how I'm doing that with my own perspective is I'm just adding on through this lens a narrative that is unproductive, that is unhealthy, that is not useful, and that just amplifies, that just compounds the density and the fear and the challenges that are going on. But if I have this clarity, right, if I have this perspective that really can be neutral, I'm so much more effective, because now I can talk to anybody about anything. Even if I have a difference of opinion, I can observe somebody that I don't like or don't agree with, and I can listen to them. I can still hear them, right? I can still allow that to come in and understand. I may not agree with it still, but I can at least seek to understand where they're coming from and what might have informed that. And now I'm more effective from this position because I'm not bringing my own baggage, right, to the conversation. I'm not bringing my own baggage to my observation of the situation or the circumstance. And so the circumstance can be liberated if I can do my part. And if I can do my part there, well, now I can be really effective, because how can I be in communion, conversation, connection with you? Or how can I just be a human in the world at this time that there's a lot of stuff going on that's really heavy? How can I do that if I am not really showing up in this way that allows me to have this higher perspective? It would cloud things. It would make things worse. It would amplify the problem, and it would not allow that clarity, or even it wouldn't allow anything to break free and flow. It's like a log jam, and I'm just throwing more logs on into the problem, into the river, right? And so it's like, how do we clear this up? We clear it up by clearing our own perspective. So this is the work we do in the Consciousness Collective. We have these discussions. We challenge each other to be the best versions of ourselves. We show up and we're willing to really meet. Everyone is welcome, and we're really willing to have these conversations in a way that allows us to reach the highest version of ourselves. And so we would love to have you there. If that resonates and you want to be part of the solution, we would love to have you there.